Hi guys, this is Navin from Plasma Cybersecurity, a cybersecurity solution. From now onwards, we are going to see work devices, network security, and cybersecurity related content on this channel. Also, I know you're coming to learn this cybersecurity. I'm also learning on cybersecurity. Without wasting much time, so let's get started. So today we are going to see about firewalls. Basically, what it is, what it do, and types of firewalls and capabilities of firewalls. We are going to monitor. Okay, firewall is a network device which is used to prevent unauthorized access from the internet. Okay, so let's say you have a private network, you want to secure the network from unauthorized access. You can fix the firewall. It will filter the traffic to the network and it will used to regulate the traffic. Basically, it was regulating the traffic. Firewall can be a hardware or a software. In a software, it can be placed on each and every computer on the network. In a hardware, it can be placed as a hardware and connected all of the connection through the firewall. It's a hardware connection basically. From the categories, different types of firewall under different categories. Let's say it's a packet filtering, which is a network firewall. It was monitoring the each and every packet of the traffic comes in and goes out from the network. Basically, it will open the packet and see the activities or what inside the packets. Based on that, it will allow or deny the traffic. From that, we can classify the packet filtering into two types, which is stateless and stateful. Stateless means stateless working on the access control list. ACL, access control list, means it contains whitelisted IPs, blacklisted IPs, and whitelisted ports, blacklisted ports. Based on that, the firewall will allow or deny the traffic. Let's say some XYZ IP was blocked on your blacklist on the access control list. If the traffic comes from XYZ IP, it will open the packet and it will see that from IP which is on the blacklist of access control list. So it will block the connection. If it is on the whitelist, it will allow the connection. It will not monitor anything on the packet. The firewall was working according to the access control list on stateless firewall. The other thing is stateful firewall, which is also working on access control list, but it was also monitor the entire devices on the network. For example, it will filter based on the behavior of the traffic. If the behavior seems to be suspicious, it will trigger an alert, or it will block the connection. So that's how the stateful firewall was working. For example, it will detect based on the signature, it will detect based on the behavior. Say from the HTTP traffic was coming, but it was not coming on the 80 port, it was coming on the different port, so which seems to be suspicious. Based on that will trigger an alert and or block the connection. From the stateful firewall, we can also identify the wildfire attacks also. Wildfire attacks is it was a 0-day attack, which is not new type of attack, which is not a pre-existing attack. Okay. Other type is web application firewall. The difference between the web application firewall and the packet filtering firewall was used to monitor the network of the organization or of the company, but the web application firewall is particularly made for web server or web application portals. Okay, so lot of attacks happen on the web application. So web application firewall was filtering only web application attacks. For example, it was filtering the HTTPS attacks. For example, SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and then password entering, something like that. Brute force attack that can be monitored by web application firewall efficiently. That also can be a software firewall or a hardware firewall. Best example for the web application firewall was Akamai firewall. Then we are going to see about the capabilities of the firewall. A firewall can regulate the traffic, will reduce the suspicious connection, and it could be working as a proxy server also, which is a gateway server, which will hide the original IPs of the network device and let the others know the public IP. For example, if the device having XYZ IP, it was communicating through firewall and getting the response from the outside of the network. So firewall will change the IP address. It will get the data on behalf of that IP address. So outside of the person could not know the exact IP of the network device. Let's say if he knows the IP address, he could easily attack the machine or server with the known IP address. So it was called as NAT. So changing the IP address of the devices. So that can be worked as a proxy server. That's it. So other thing is, firewall can be regulate on any category. For example, it will filter based on the URL. It will filter based on the ports, which ports are need to be open, which ports are need to be closed. It will filter based on the access control list, which IP was blacklisted, which IP was whitelisted. It will based on the signatures for hashes, traffic signatures, something like that. That's it for today. In future sessions, I will cover in depth or more detail about the firewalls and network devices. Thank you for joining this video. We will see you on the next video. Thank you.